Now, one of the benefits of signing up to the climate cult is the moral clarity it provides. The threats to our precious planet are easily identified and vilified, from the plastic straws we throw away after a single use to the businesses that constantly produce new goods and the people who mindlessly consume them. The biggest and most fundamental offender, however, is the oil industry. It extracts resources from the earth and turns them into fuel that gets burnt in cars or forms the basis of disposable plastic products. An open and shut case of environmental villainy, right? The same clarity applies to the recent so-called pandemic. Vaccinated mask wearers are angelic and socially responsible. Unjabbed non-compliers are selfish murderers who deserve to die. But what happens when these two simplistic worldviews collide? Our regular Tuesday guest, Alexandra Marshall, has discovered a surprising link between big climate and big pharma, and she joins me tonight to discuss it. Alexandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Now, firstly, is there a correlation between people who sign up to the collective COVID response, especially in the form of vaccines, and people who are inclined to think that the world is about to end in a climate catastrophe caused by human activity?
Well, look, if they're sticking themselves to the nearest piece of tarmac, you can almost be certain they're going to be wearing a mask and holding an iPhone of some sort to make sure that it's all on camera. So yes, they are the same group of people by and large. The screaming school children who are sure the world is going to end with a climate apocalypse also think it's going to end with some kind of medical apocalypse. It's almost as if they have nothing better to do, and so they're chasing meaning in their life by attaching themselves to these apocalypses. And it's a sort of the same thing that we felt when you were looking toward the moon landing, this collective amazement that something big is happening. Well, that's being misused by these globalist powers to trick kids into thinking they're literally saving the world when really they're helping to destroy parts of it.
So, okay then, climate catastrophists and COVID alarmists are often the same people. But your research, which you recently published in the Spectator Australia, has found some disturbing contradictions here. Alexandra, is the pharmaceutical industry that the left became so besotted by during the pandemic, is it reliant on the oil industry, and is it one of the world's leading polluters?
Well, most people are not aware that Big Pharma is actually the world's largest fossil fuel user and polluter. They outstrip the car manufacturing industry by about 55%. And so if they were to attain so-called net zero goals, even The Guardian admits they'd have to cut their emissions by 65%, which isn't going to be happening anytime soon. And it's not just the powering of the industry that's using fossil fuels or the transport, which is a major part of the health industry. It's the petrochemicals, where almost every product that comes out of pharmaceutical companies is based on petroleum, whether it be the plastics or the PPE or the chemicals themselves that they use to make things like vaccines. It is a petrochemical heavy industry. So yes, it's a massive hypocrisy where you've got people saying, let's shut down fossil fuels, but not considering what's going to happen to their healthcare industry if they do that.